Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Palapa Pro. On today's segment, I have some beautiful ladies here in Pretoria in South Africa, and as a world traveler, I happen to come into here from Eswatini, and the purpose of visiting is just to see my sisters here to discuss about some issues which I believe that should be a uniting factor between my country, Nigeria, and their own country, which is South Africa. So I am here with Efis, is it?
Yeah, Efis.
Efis and Pindila, is it?
Yes.
And Zodia.
Yes.
Yeah, we are going to discuss a bit of banter to discuss about this issue. All right, the issue is just not something of a serious nature, but it is a beef which has been going on online, on everywhere. So beef concerning Nigeria, South Africa, forgetting that we are brothers. We are all Pan-Africanists. We can always do better. So I believe that it's hard time we try to discuss what is it that we are quarreling about. Even husband and wife can settle. So let's start with, tell me, is there any issue between Nigerian and South Africa which you can tell me as a South African?
I can't tell you about any of the issues, like me having issues personally, but I can tell you that there definitely are issues. A majority of South Africans have issues with Nigerians. And I think, to be honest, probably vice versa. Probably vice versa. But I think that's due to the long history that we have. It's a kind of violent history that we have with each other. And I feel like it's probably something that hopefully in our generation we'll be able to just kind of move past it. I'm hoping at this point. You know?
Okay, let's Spindler, please, on your own assumption. What do you think that is happening between the two countries?
Well, when you go to the internet and read, the most or major problem is that Nigerians are selling drugs in our country due to the fact that when they come here, they thought probably they will find greener pastures, and they don't, and they resort to other ways of making money, and one of them being committing crime in our country. And I think that South Africans, we are totally against that, and it's our country, and we just find that totally unacceptable. So I think that's the biggest issue. Yeah, the job issue, political issues,
I feel like it's also like to add on to what she said, also the various views, of how to actually live, we all have our own different views, and with being from different countries, we all see the world differently. So if, as you said, this has been an ongoing feud for years, God knows how many. And, people are just trying to make a living. People are just trying to see, to find a better place for themselves. And unfortunately, it just had to be in a negative way, So hopefully in due time, things change. We really need change, not only for South Africa, but also for Nigeria. As two African countries, we have to come together to actually help each other.
All right, to respond, Pindile, I don't live here in South Africa, but from my own perspective, I will say that in a country of 300 million, I know Nigeria is about 300 million or more than that. So there must be always a black sheep. So a black sheep is always in a family of 12.
Exactly.
So if there are some who are selling drug or white stuff, I believe those are the black sheep. And then we cannot all be on the same with the same brush, or spread all of us with the same brush. So that is one. So apart from that, is there any other thing that we can now say that is another issues that the South Africans have with Nigerian community, please?
I think another issue that we have, what I think it happens is, because we're raised with very different cultures, we have a very different understanding of what respect is when we bring it to the table. Right? I was having a conversation the other day with someone, and I was telling them this as well, where what you see as disrespectful, I might not see as disrespectful. And when you walk into the room a certain way, I might look at you a certain way, and then you might feel offended by it, or you might feel something about it. Or even sometimes the mindset is different, because I know that Nigerians have a very different mindset compared to South Africans. So like I feel like those are the things that are very different. Like our definitions of respect, our definitions of how we're supposed to hold ourselves compared to Nigerians, and also what we view in that manner. Like like I'll explain it in that way.
So Pidela, do you wanna chat it? Any other thing you think that is the issue apart from what we have said earlier?
I don't think we have other issues except of this.
All right.
Because at the end of the day, we are all humans.
Yeah.
We all have lives to live, and we have day-to-day challenges. So I don't think there's any bigger challenge than what we mentioned in the beginning. Yeah.
Same here, actually.
All right. So for me as well, I need to address again, in terms of, as you said, regarding respect. You see, also I will say that most people you see on the high street misbehaving are not professionals. I'm sure that you must, one way or the other, have seen a Nigerian professional, a Nigerian doctor, a Nigerian lecturer, a Nigerian pharmacist. There are many of them in this SADC region. You see, because we have very large population, we have a lot of the UK where I live, most doctors and professionals are Nigerians. In US, I've been to US to do some things. Most majority of students, even it was announced on their this thing, majority students or Ivy League students are Nigerians. They are all working towards those countries, and I believe that if they are worst, those countries must have ejected all of them. So I think those you've seen that are misbehaving and spoiling the image of the country are the street boys. These are the guys who nothing, and I don't know how they come about. And I believe that this issue should be more of your immigration problem to address the situation about certain people who doesn't qualify coming in here. You understand? And I don't think that it's only the Nigerians. It applies to other African countries.
Yes.
I've walked on the streets of this sunny side. Almost, I did every part of Africa I saw, from Congolese to Somali to everything. Is it? So the problem now becomes, why is it always the Nigerian? So I don't know if you might tell me
But
why is it always the Nigerian?
Another thing arises from there was this show that was, I think it's still playing on Moja Love, where this guy is going around trying to find the drug dealers in South Africa. And I think what happened was, most of the people he found that are selling drugs were Nigerians. Yeah, so I think another thing that makes Nigerians to stand out of this commotion is that it has been found that Nigerians are selling drugs in our country. And I believe, to say not only Nigerians but our country as well, I think we are lacking in having having laws of how we accept people and how people come into our country. Because if You can go around the border, you will find people walking in and out of our country without any proper permission.
Yes.
So I think that's another problem with our country, that we lack legislation on how to govern the immigration process, I guess, yeah.
So, guys, as we're discussing, we have a guest here. My guest, come in. That's Timothy, isn't it? Timothy, is that? Is that?
How are you guys? The name is Jerome. I'm just going to put out a few points in regards to this.
Where you are from?
I'm from South Africa. Yes, this has been a major problem and occurrence that has been happening and is still happening at a high rate. I can say that. Reasons, we have no idea. And nowadays I see we're making fun of it, but we want to clarify it and try and find a better solution to this, don't we? Not so long ago, we had an occurrence of Uber drivers in Nigeria versus South Africa. We all know about this. Yeah, like, yeah. Yeah, like
in Nigeria, the Uber guys in Nigeria were being ordered from here to deliver something in
yes.
Lagos. And while the guys in Lagos were ordering some Ubers to deliver in Nigeria.
I was surprised. They were busy making orders, and the worst part is that they just arrive there. You know, they say they're paying cash. The Uber driver arrives there, and then they laugh. They make a scene out of it. South Africa did it. They were retaliated against. Mind you, there are more Nigerians than South Africans. Yeah, it became havoc. So such a situation, it makes you think, why do that? What was the reason for doing such a thing?
Becoming a bit of a childish.
Yes.
Yeah. It's becoming a bit of a childish play, you know, which I believe the government supposed to get involved, you know. Government supposed to get involved in addressing this situation because it's spoiling businesses, it's spoiling names. You know, another thing I want to say is that at times it's not that, you see, because Nigerians are so much populated that you will always hear about them. Even the closest neighbor here, which is Zimbabwe, I know that there are millions of them here, but you don't hear it much the way you hear about Nigeria. You see? Also, I know that when it comes to white stuff being said that Nigerians are the king here, we also know that there are Asians. There are Asians who are also doing it. I might not get the facts right because I don't live in Africa, but I overheard a bus stop that happened some months back, and there are some Asians, Chinese, all caught, big bosses, even South Americans. You see, so this have to stop. We have to let the government get a bit of grip on the concerns of each citizen, especially the immigration. The Home Office should be looking into this. The crime bosses should also be more proactive. You see, in UK, to be precise, if such thing is happening, there will be a lot of condemnation. The Minister for Home Affairs, the Minister for whatever, all of them will be on record to address this situation. You know, so we have to look at it. And again, I think another issue I notice is the kind of call it the discrepancies on the sharing of the country's national cake. I mean, when we say national cake in Nigeria, we are talking about the riches are getting richer, and then the poor are getting poorer. They are not addressing the situation. South Africa is a rich country. To be honest, it's very rich. When you see the people from South, especially the white minority, outside in the like in Europe, you say this is a South Africa. See what he has. See investment they have, and then you begin to wonder. And when I pass somewhere like I don't know that area, I saw some shanty houses, and I say, who are the owners of this? And it's the same South Africa. So the government should sit up. Please, I don't know if you